Welcome everyone to the Pride Pod here at Loud and Proud Orlando. Thank you so much for watching the program today. We are coming live, so I appreciate you guys for tuning in. About 10 people live, Monday, April the 14th, 8:01 p.m. This is the Pride Pod. My name is Luis Carlos Pineda. I'll be your host today. Orlando Pride shut down Seattle Reign 1-0. We're going to talk about Banda's brilliance, and we're also will touch on the huge, and to me it's a rivalry. It's a rivalry because we're fighting against the highlighters, Washington Spirit. So we're going to be talking about today on our keynotes Orlando Pride versus Seattle for sure. We're going to review the game, and we're also going to be previewing the game against Washington Spirit or April 19th. So stick around, grab some popcorn, drop us your comment, drop us a thumbs up and a comment. It will make us definitely for the video, for the algorithm to recommend us to more people that like to watch and talk about women's soccer. So thank you. This is Loud and Proud Orlando. Before I start, I do want to start with a couple of things. I wanted to, number one, apologize. I am the guy in charge of posting all the social media for Loud and Proud. So when it comes to any pictures that the club may send me so I can share it with the public, I definitely do so. But there was a picture that, unfortunately, we saw. If you saw in our IG, it was Banda celebrating, and then you see Summer on the ground, kind of crying, and obviously that's not. I didn't mean any ill intention. It was a picture that the club sent me that it was Banda essentially doing this. And it was like that. I took it down because I felt like it was, no one wants to see poor Summer right there on the floor. But if my apologies to anybody that saw it. I wanted to start with that. Summer is a phenomenal player. She played a phenomenal game against Seattle. So it was a phenomenal night for Orlando Pride. So thank you so much to everybody that's joining me. Thank you so much. Vamos Pride. And yeah, so we're going to start with the recap on the game against Seattle Reign. Barbra's decisive goal, her second in 2025, Anna Morehouse's key saves for another clean sheet, and Orlando's control despite Seattle trying to play very physical, the 4-2-3-1 setup, and obviously Seattle with Lynn Biandolo, I guess I said her name right, which she really didn't cause much of an impact in my opinion. But we'll talk about all of that and more. We'll take your comments. Let's read some comments real quick from the start. Shinta0013, let's go Morehouse. Shinta0013, Summer and Doyle out. They keep taking our left wings. Hopefully Pickett starts the left back and they move Abello up the pitch. Yeah, I know it's terrible. We need to see Grace Chanda. We need to see Grace Chanda too. So, before I even go anywhere, I know that I'm solo today, and I'm sure you guys are clearly watching. If you're listening, it's me, just me, yeah. And it's because my good friend and co-host John Rollins just tied the knot. He got married this weekend, and he's right now celebrating, drinking margaritas or cheladas. I don't know. Right there, he's enjoying himself on the beach and on his honeymoon, so he truly deserves it. So I want to give a tremendous, heartfelt thank you to John for everything you do. I do want to say as well, for the pod, and you and Steph, wish you guys the best, as I already said on the city pod. And you guys are amazing, an amazing couple, amazing, beautiful human beings. You're a dear friend of mine. They have deep love and deep respect for you, and I'm happy that you're happy, my friend. So enjoy this episode. I dedicated to John and Steph, and obviously enjoy yourself, guys. You guys deserve it. So enjoy your time, and enjoy the beach. So but yeah, we're gonna dive into the Orlando Pride, and obviously, the Orlando Pride are coming slinging, But I do feel that we need to see a little more of some players. Like I still don't see a lot of Briska Chalufia. I still don't see a lot of a couple of other players. But we're gonna go dive into the stats. First and foremost, I do want to say. Um, right here I'm looking at where is this right here? Yeah. So how did this team, what is the main idea of this game? Essentially, the Pride is still unbeaten, top of the league, best team in the NWSL. They have had one of the best starts also. Scorching start. They secured a 1-0 win against Seattle Reign. They're unbeaten. Barbra Banda shining in the moments that she needs to be shining. It was a tightly contested game because Seattle was desperate for a win. This victory marked Orlando's second ever road win against Seattle. It's their first clean sheet against the Reign in Seattle. So it's definitely history in the making. Um, Seattle really didn't really do much. They came out aggressive with early chances with Jordan Huitema, nearly capitalizing on a misplaced pass in the 11th minute. And then Orlando's backline was on point. Um, McCammon, I believe, looking at my notes here, she fired a low shot that went fully wide. And Seattle showed a lot of youth, a lot of energy, but that youthful energy didn't really pan out um, to any clear chances. Orlando's defense extinguished a lot of the chances early. They didn't really amount to big threats. So um, in the second half, Orlando City backline started shining with Kylie Nadanner, Emily Sams, Carson Pickett, which I'm glad to see her back. Anna Morehouse, 5 saves. Phenomenal game by Anna Morehouse. Critical stops late in the game, pursuing the clean sheet. So, to me, her performance against Seattle, I understand Seattle. It's on the down and outs in a way, and it's a shell of the team they used to be back in the day. But they're still a really good franchise, and they're still a franchise that has made strides in the women's game, and they deserve all our respect as fans of women's soccer. So mad respect for the Reign for sure and what they represent. But Morehouse yesterday deserved to be had an award or something. I mean, she's definitely, if she keeps continuing having these outings, she can certainly contend to be a NWSL goalkeeper of the year if this form continues for sure. So obviously the goal came in the 41st minute. Orlando broke the deadlock right before the halftime. An amazing run by Summer Yates. I know that John was talking how Summer was really not having the best year a few episodes ago, but she was able to beat her defender. She delivered a beautiful low cross across the 6-yard box, and you don't leave those type of gaps. And this is the reasons. And this is one of the things that I say about Seattle's youth. I feel like they have a lot of promise and they have a lot of youthful players that are able to get better, but they are facing one of the best attackers, if not the best 9 in the world, which is Barbra Banda. And she was perfectly positioned not to take away anything from their defending, but she just tapped it in with the inside of her foot, and it was the third goal of the season. And I love this part because I wrote it down on my notes. She's tied right now with Sydney Leroux for the third most regular season goals in Pride history. I'm just happy that, we're moving on to a different era. Not to thank Sydney for all the stuff she did with the Pride, but we're moving on. And I'm glad that we're moving on. This is a brand new Orlando Pride. So let's read some comments real quick. It says here, Rodolfo Chang says, "Let's go Pride. Congratulations to John Rollins and his bride. All the best. Ali Limos almost scored un Olímpico." Yeah, Ali Limos, man, I'm telling you, that girl has a huge future. Huge future for the Pride, and not only that, for U.S. soccer, for sure. But let's go to the highlights. Here we got the highlights right here. Let me make me a little bit smaller. If you're watching, thank you for your support. If you're listening, make sure you. I'm gonna try to be as concise as possible. So, the rain came out with Dickey, Curry, Ryback, Bug, Phoebe McLaren from Orlando Pride, Barnes, Dalian, 2 in the middle, Mesa and McCammon, Mondesir and Mercado, and Witema. Now, Witema is super young too, I do want to say. So,
and close those gaps in the back line. Maddie Delene's going to start in the wing back position where her attacking skill set can be used in the width. Familiar back line that we've seen deal with underloaded.
Now, this was a 4-4-2 formation for Orlando Pride with Anna Morehouse, Corey Dyke, Emily Sams, Kylie Nadanner, Carrie Obello. That back four is stacked. I love that. I do want to say, terrible for Sams not to get any minutes with national team. That's just a different story. Nadanner, Abello, Yates, a left winger, Marta as a right winger, McCutcheon and Limos right there. A little bit of a rotation there. Positional rotation. Obviously, in transition, you'll end up with Marta switching more in the middle, becoming a 10, and then this becoming a 4-2-3-1, essentially, with Marta as your 10 and Watt on your right as your right winger. So I think that's usually how, tactically this 4-4-2 on paper is a static 4-4-2 to defend. But eventually, when Orlando has the ball, Marta will be at the 10 and Watt will be as your right winger. Typically, that's where it goes. As a subs, you have Matt Crone, Priska Chalufia, Vivi Villacorta, Angelina, tremendous Angelina. She's tremendous. She almost scored a golazo as well. Morgan, Carson, Ohaini. And she did her debut, I do want to say. She had her debut, 2023 World Cup winner with Spain, made her NWSL debut in the 61st minute. So that's another depth piece that Orlando Pride has right there. Brie Martinez and Shavoshi was there as well. So now let's go ahead and watch the goal for Barbra Banda real quick, because obviously we need to see it. After we see the commercials of this stupid game. The no one wants to see.
Marta.
Now Marta's on the right side. But you see how she cuts in to the 10? That's the whole point. And then you have Ali staying back in position as a winger.
Stalin and company. Marta always draws a crowd.
Now, I praise greatly how Summer is not afraid of taking on players.
Right on that far side. It's laid off. We've got 4 players down in the box for Orlando. Across it is the first goal.
So honestly, like, this is unfortunate because she gets tackled sloppy by the defender as well, but I think she lands.
We've got 4 players down in the box.
She lands. Her ankle kind of caves in.
For Orlando, across it is the first goal. She had no supply of the ball, but Banda gets the game's first.
About the ability
And
of Summer
like,
Yates
the way Marta and Yates see each other,
to influence this game off of the dribble is Carrie
look how she dribbles.
Abello.
Abello, obviously a threat. I do agree with Shinta that I would like to see. I think it was Shinta Rodolfo that we want to see. I would like to see Abello more, like I said, maybe a winger. It would be great to see her as a winger for sure.
Engaging the fullback of Madison.
She has kind of like a Brazilian kind of flair. Like, she's on the 1v1. She's very lethal.
Curry,
But look at Summer right there. Just not afraid of taking on. And
gets faced up. Little off
there.
balancing of.
So right there, look, she shoots with her left. And Banda, she's already positioned with the leg, with the right leg, ready to tap it in. So they already know, what to do. And
The wing back brings
boom.
it across.
Now,
And that's the easiest goal that Barbra Banda is going to score. Easy tap in, but it all comes from the play of.
Now, right there, that tackle, it was a little sloppy. It was
Summer
very
Yates.
sloppy, but I think she landed really wrong.
Off balancing the defender, creating space to get
Let's
around
see if
the
we have
edge on the end line. The service was delectable.
Oof.
Absolutely.
Wait. I'm trying to see if I see a. You see, right there. I think her foot caves in. I think her foot like kind of caves in, and obviously she lands and
set the table.
It is a
for
goal,
the
but I mean, that is painful.
Banda tap in.
And
the Orlando Pride not having a ton of possession in their final third.
Zambia
Making the most of it from
and obviously no one
this
wants
opportunity.
to see, poor Summer,
to bring the
Unfortunately, she left with a boot. She had a boot on. It was a sad moment for sure. Let's read some comments. Angelina almost scored from distance, says Rodolfo Chan. Lemos is known for those corners from UCLA, says Shinta. That stop from Anna with her left foot was phenomenal. Yes, that was impressive. That was very impressive. We're gonna watch in just a second.
The game to the opponent without conceding first, because this Orlando team is so good
now,
when they can sit back, be compact, and just
Orlando right there was already dominating the game, even though Seattle really tried to make the game quite choppy. Obviously they have a more of like a second half resilience because they dominated a little bit more of the possession, and but obviously it didn't help much, to be honest with you. I mean, it's Barbra Banda's impact it's been tremendous. Third goal in 4 games. She's already tied third for third in club history for regular season goals. She's an amazing player. Also, I do want to commend and I want to give kudos to Seb Hines as well, because he made he has full trust on the ladies, and he's just becoming this tactical mastermind, in my opinion. He started Ali Lemos and Summer Yates over Morgan Gottrad and Angelina. And the reason why is because he wanted Angelina to rest due to international duty. And Yates was pivotal in that goal. So the emphasis that Hines makes on not only the set pieces, but the defensive, if you looked, the Pride moves compactly. All their lines move very smooth, compactly. And their defensive organization, it's tremendous. Orlando has just conceded one goal all season. One goal all season. One goal all season. So just the emphasis that he makes on those important and having that full trust in their players and making those important decisions without dwelling on, sometimes people say if it ain't broke, why fix it? No, he has full trust in Limos, full trust in Yates, and okay, I take my D mid duo Angelina and Morgan out, because what's the point of me just putting Morgan there if Angelina's gone? I'd just rather put them together. Let's give Ali this chance against Seattle, and I think she did a tremendous job. Now, Seattle has growing pains. They're a team that it's in the rebuild mode. They have I think this was one of the youngest lineups ever, I believe, with Maddie Dalian and Jordan Bug. They show a lot of promise, but they don't have a final touch. Mon Desir, the Haitian, I think he's a Haitian international. Great talent, but it kind of reminded me of Amanda Allen in a way when she first joined the team. Now, Amanda Allen is also another option that Orlando has now. She's a great talent on the wing. And they're on a rebuild with Laura Harvey. And I don't know if they're a playoff contender. I don't see them. I do see that there's a long long-term project for them happening, but I don't see them as a contender. So let's keep watching this and let's read your comments this here. Shinta, Seb definitely has stress in his bench. Those subs in the 70th only being up 1-0 is risky, but the lady stood tall. 110%. 110%. That's one of the things that I really love about Seb and about the squad in general. It's like everybody trusts each other. They trust each other. They're gonna do a great job.
Pressure in that low
And
block.
honestly, that's what I want to see with Grace Chanda. When Grace Chanda comes in, when Simone Charlie comes in, I really want to see the same thing. And I think truly right now, because we're kind of wearing a little, we have Doyle and Summer now out on that side. I mean, you can clearly have Amanda Allen come back. You can have definitely Grace Chanda. I mean, it would be great to see Grace Chanda. No, Grace Chanda was suited, but she just didn't play.
And she said, we have belief. That is the thing, that we are instilling belief. We have to make sure that we don't concede another chance. We don't concede another goal straight away after their goal. We believe that we can come back if a goal down.
Meet the new standard and
jeez. Really? What is this? A bad? Oh man, that's nice.
Pride with the ball in their own half.
Sorry guys, I don't pay for YouTube. I don't pay for YouTube.
Your lead in the game.
There you go. Look at this. This right here, it's amazing.
Looking for more.
This is a phenomenal shot. She hits that like with such power, with the inside of her foot just arched, and the way it goes, the goal is crazy. What a save by
it's tipped over the bar by Dickey.
Yeah.
And the back line just drops,
right
respecting the speed of Banda here in central positions. That leaves Angelina the ability to make that outside to in run off the dribble. Seattle's defense.
Now, I was listening to the commentary of Amazon. No, Ion. And they said something really true. Orlando Pride is such a threat that Seb has such trust in his squad, the players in the bench and the players in the starting 11. He has such trust, and they're such dangerous team. And the reason why is because you have studied the Pride one way, and you've done all your notes, you've done all your drills as a rival. I mean, let's say Seattle, all their drills. This is where Angelina's gonna cut. This is where Marta's gonna cut, and then the day of the game, Seb changes the whole tactics just by tactical positioning. So what he did, for example, today with Limos, what he did in this game with Limos, and what he did with Summer. It takes it's such an unpredictable team tactically. It's hard to get to the Pride at that point, and that is what makes them really dangerous.
Defense can't get enough pressure to deny that shot. Angelina, clear look on frame, forcing a good save from Claudia Dickey as she contorts her body.
Tremendous save.
Meza, and that is going to do it. We are at the half. There's your goal score. No surprise, the great Barbra Banda.
Now,
their third goal of the season, NWSL.
Now, at the half, I do want to say, at the half, the Pride, they wanted to score a couple more, and they truly could have. But again, Seattle kind of dominated the possession. Orlando's backline shined bright, and Anna Morehouse came alive. And we're gonna watch this right now. If you're listening, thank you for your support.
The regular season goals, first in shots and shots on target in her career. And she's playing up front where Jordan Heidemann was.
An error on her first touch. If her first touch is past that line of engagement against Orlando, could be 3v3, 3v4 for the Seattle Reign. And those are opportunities they want to take advantage of.
Look how predictable their attack is of Seattle. It's just, in Orlando, it's already one step ahead.
Of when this Orlando Pride team isn't set and they can get some of their dribblers on the ball.
Darlene's shot.
That's the first
powerful reband came out, and Mondesir couldn't finish it.
Right there by.
And those are the moments. One big switch. Players in the pocket. Mercado in between the lines. Darlene gets isolated 1v1. Comes in.
Like, she has all the space to shoot.
To a central position. Orlando Pride can't get pressure on the ball. Darlene,
what a
good, powerful shot.
What a
Morehouse
great,
can't deal
what
with.
a great clearance by Bakary.
Orlando
right here,
so
look.
comfortable in possession. Pretty much every player. Mondesir.
Look at Mondesir.
Good move
right
into the middle. Biondolo. Mondesir. Flag stays down. Mondesir. Save near
great
post.
Save, man.
And
No.
then knocked away.
I'll be honest with you, right there, that's just Mondesir, she had all the space to shoot high. And I feel like when you're an imposing goalkeeper,
Flag stays down.
you also win one versus one battles, and this was the case to me. She could have gone a little further and maybe looked for a penalty, and that could have happened. She also could have shot it on Anna's, side closer to the post. And she's just technically not as gifted as the players that we have, honestly. And she's still a kid that's developing. She's still a youth player, a player with a lot of potential. But at the moment, Orlando's experience is fathomably greater than her ability, in my opinion.
Mondesir saved near post and then knocked away. It stays in play.
Movement from Lynn Biondolo.
Now, the willingness, though, of taking on players and trying to look for the result is, I commend Seattle for that 110%.
Here, just in the pocket, be an option to Mondesir. Drop 4 Orlando Pride defensive players. That leaves space for Mondesir around the edge of Nadanner. Such an acute angle for Mondesir to try to beat Anna Morehouse, but great touch there to eliminate Nadanner from the initial play. I mean, it adds another edge to their attack for sure, and I think we often forget how young Jordan Heidema is. Yep. And Laura Harvey on the sideline coaching her up, showing her.
Look, I'll be honest with you. Look, I know I sound a little picky. If you're listening, look, we're looking at a ball that Banda recovers, and she starts driving the ball towards the left, and then a Seattle defender takes the ball away from her.
Young Jordan.
Now Prisca gets the ball. Now I've seen her in Mexico get balls like that, kind of pivot and then shoot the ball, try to drive the ball. I just don't see a lot of I don't see that physical, imposing Prisca Chalufia that I saw at Liga MX. I don't know if I'm getting too far ahead, if I'm getting too impatient, but Prisca came to be this boom, boom, like 1-2 punch, jab, cross, like attack with Banda, like Banda was that, having two UFC fighters essentially on the attack. But unfortunately, I don't know. I just feel like I haven't seen that yet.
Heidema is, and Laura Harvey on the sideline coaching her up, showing her, hey, these are the runs that I want you to make. These are the opportunities that I want you to take to press, to shape our press.
A deflected ball. Biondolo found the open player into the box. Couple of step overs, but it's right to Morehouse from Mercado by Meza. McLaren. She'll go long. Off Mondesir, the pickup. That's by McCutcheon. Into space.
Right there.
Darlene, a step behind the defense. Morehouse coming out, got a piece.
That right there. That right there was a phenomenal save. Right there. And I mean, Darlene is a phenomenal player, but I mean, you cannot miss these chances.
Into space. Darlene!
That could have easily been the draw. And
step behind the defense.
That's just technical ability, great positioning by Morehouse, to get the ball. Again, she's gonna get better, Darlene. I think she's a threat. She's a great player. She's growing. They have something going on in Seattle for sure. The big franchise. But at this time, Orlando was superior with having a player like Morehouse.
Coming out, got a piece, and it deflects wide.
And I'm sure that demoralized Darlene tremendously because she probably felt she missed the biggest chance Seattle had the whole entire game.
Play by Morehouse on Darlene.
For so much chance creation, it's a turnover from the pressure of Mondesir, and Biondolo gets her head up and just threads a pass straight into the run of Maddie Deline in behind Orlando Pride's back line. And this is exactly what the Orlando Pride need Anna Morehouse to do in these moments, come up with some emergency saves.
Well, Holmes wanted it back. Darlene takes it towards the middle, still on the dribble. Kept it, finally knocked away.
Now, here is when we need to see that Prisca that I'm talking about.
Chilufia has Banda in front of her.
Two
work together. Now the shot taken, skipped off like the side of the post. Adames, it's a 1-0 Orlando lead on a Barbra Banda goal. From the corner, far side, to the middle, headed over the bar. That was a great look. Jordan Bond.
And then after that, obviously, Seattle pressured, and then it was over. So it was a great win by the Pride, 110%. Great win against, again, a team that it was a must-win game. Orlando still undefeated, top of the league. You know, definitely making strides to win Supporter Shield again. You know, with one of the best coaches, the best coach in the NWSL, with a defensive masterclass, without Raffaelli, impenetrable with Emily Sams, Kalina Danner, Carrie Bello, you know, frustrating Seattle's wingers, especially after that miss by Darlene and that amazing save by Morehouse. So with a 10, they have a 10 goal differential and 3 clean sheets in 4 games. The Pride is definitely the team to beat. Barbra Banda, she's already the MVP frontrunner. I think Seattle's young squad, it's not enough to suggest a turnaround. They do have some important pieces that if you surround them with good talent and they spend a little bit of more money in the next transfer window, they could certainly get to that North Carolina, Kansas level at some point. And I think that's what they aspire to be. Seb Hines and Haley Carter are building a dynasty in Orlando. This is the way I feel. I feel like they're poised to win when I was talking about, hey, getting another championship, getting another supporters shield, it is very possible. And if they pull it through, and if the national team still loses against Brazil and still loses against teams that they should not be losing, and they don't call any of our players to play for the national team, they don't showcase Orlando. Like, the pundits in the NWSL don't give Orlando any single nothing, not even the best jersey. They picked that highlighter of Washington. They picked the highlighter jersey as the best jersey in the NWSL, for crying out loud. They don't give no time in the day to the Pride. But today, talking about that, today, I'm going to go ahead and I had a pleasant surprise. And I'm going to send right here. Today, here's the LPO profile on Instagram. Make sure you follow. I had this surprise today. Let's go back here. It says World 11 stars, 5th Pro World 11 stars Barbra Banda and Marta have trophies presented in front of the whole squad. Let's see post here.
We have a very special guest and announcement today. This is Alex Colvin. She works at FIFPro, the World Players Union.
Is the World Players Union.
If you guys are unfamiliar,
you've been voted into the FIFPro World 11.
Guys, thank you so much. We can't do this one without you.
Thank you guys so much for everything and for your support. Without you guys, we're not going to be like having this award. So we really appreciate your presence.
I like that. I think that's great, and I commend Haley for doing all of that. I think that's fantastic. It's great to recognize greatness, and these are phenomenal players. I saw another one, which was for Marta. Let me see if I can find it right here. Let's look at Marta's interview with 5th Pro right here.
This trophy, and of course I'm thinking about last year. I think I did well, but the team did so good, so that's why we had the result with the team, and then of course individual too. So this kind of things come just natural when you have like a really nice group of people who work together every single day to achieve the goals. Well, I think it's like extra special because, most of the time they play against you, and to be recognized by them, it's a big deal for me. I look to this trophy.
It's amazing. So here's Banda's.
This means a lot to me and to the entire team because all these achievements comes through the team, the hardworking, and everyone who is involved, the management, my fellow players. So this means a lot to me. I feel so inspired, being voted by your fellow players. It means a lot for me being recognized by them. I think I really appreciate their support. Well, I think Africa, the continent itself, I think they must be proud and happy for me because this all goes to all the Africans around the world. So I think they should get inspired and hoping to win more.
So happy for Barbra. Barbra, you're a winner. You are a definitely huge part of the team and of women's soccer. So we're definitely proud of you. Tremendous that the world's best voted Barbra and Marta for FIFPro. So that's a great achievement. And with that being said, we're going to talk about Washington. Let's read some comments before that, though. Let's see. Of all sad words, me either. It's too much money if you don't need their music service. There you go. Well, I feel like maybe she isn't totally comfortable in the NWSL just yet. Shinta, they played Maddie on Watt the entire first half to limit her pace. That's true. Shinta, having the oldies Fishlock and G out benefited their midfield for sure. Yeah. Yep. They keep singing Casey praise and what they're gonna do when we finally meet and beat them again. I totally agree. It's I don't know if it's the markets. I mean, I seen a growth in Orlando Pride's of people that go to Orlando Pride games. I mean, we try to do our due diligence to try to convince some of the city fans to go to Pride games. I think Orlando, it's growing tremendously, and I don't know. I just feel like there's not a lot of, they don't like even the coach of the U.S. I mean, bro, I'll be honest with you, bro. Brazil just handed you an L, dude. Like you don't lose against Brazil. If you're the U.S., you don't lose against Brazil. It's just my opinion. I mean, I've watched the Brazilian Brasileirão, women's Brasileirão. Like, dude, Seattle Reign can go play the Brasileirão right now and will beat every single Brazilian team there, with all due respect. And so the NWSL is at a different level. Like a team, Brazil cannot beat you like that. Not even in a friendly. You're a 4-time world champs. Call the players that have that immediate impact. Why are you calling Houston dash players? With all due respect, I just think it's I feel like we're doing ourselves a disfavor. But anyways, I'm gonna go and talk about what's coming up next for the Pride. And what's coming up next for the Pride is the highlighters. Yes. Washington Spirit. Washington Spirit is playing against Orlando, and it seems like this is a rivalry game now. I want to see if I could put the actual. See if I can find it right here. Look, I found I found a video from. Look at the Washington Spirit right here. There you go. They're now for what? And look, just like their jersey. Look at that. Look, those are the colors of their jerseys, man. Sharpie, you know.
Highlighter is the best.
You got a Sharpie highlighter jersey, and there is a little bit of animosity between two teams. I can definitely tell you, as press, some of the players weren't happy that they had to talk to press. And they actually, I remember they had for the Challenge Cup, they had all the press there, and us, we just wanted to talk to Orlando Pride. We really didn't want to talk to Washington. I mean, there's really no point. I couldn't even. I mean, even if I wanted to get word from Washington, I'm not a Washington Spirit outlet, so I have no. With all due respect, our outlet doesn't need the words from their players, and some of their players were expecting us to like run up to them and interview them after this win, and I grabbed my camera and just went back into I went back into the press conference to wait for Coach Seb Hines. So and they got a little upset about that. But it's like that. Yeah, Orlando press was not interested in talking to Washington. So, well, recent team form, for sure. Orlando City is coming off a historic 2024 season, winning the NWSL Shield and the championship. Is the first team since 2019 to do both. They kicked off 2025 with a 1-1 draw against Washington in the Challenge Cup, losing 4-2 a penalty. So 2025, we are on the L, they are on the W, but this is the kicker here. We are unbeaten. I repeat, we are unbeaten at Inter&Co Stadium since August of 2023. Inter&Co Stadium has become a fortress for the team. And our tactical approach more than likely is going to be a conservative tactical approach from Seb, a 4-4-2, a 4-3-3, with a fluid pressing, lethal counterattacks with Barbra Banda and Marta. Washington Spirit, on the other hand, they finished second in 2024, 4 points behind Orlando. They won the 2025 Challenge Cup via penalties. They are highly regarded by the whole league, with a big pedigree, with the coach of FC Barcelona, with 6 of 11 postseason games going to extra time historically. 6 out of 11 postseason games went to extra time. Under Jonathan Giraldez, they're building a good attack. Obviously, Croy Bethune is going to be returning from injury, and that's definitely a plus that they did not have in 2024 and 2025. So, are they going to be able to flip the script to Orlando in 2020 in this year at Inter&Co? I highly doubt. 26 all-time meetings since 2016. They've met since 2016 26 times, these two teams. Orlando is winning the historical battle. Orlando recently has dominance over Washington. Orlando has won all 2024 matchups, so all 3 times Orlando faced Washington in 2024, they've won, including the championship game. And Washington's last win is the most recent one. Well, the last win against Orlando was in August 2023 in the Challenge Cup group stage. So it is a little bit of a rivalry. So right now, Orlando rivals with KC, with Washington. you know, in Gotham maybe, but right now these two, Kansas and Washington, are the teams that we are definitely rivaling with tremendously. It's going to be Marta versus Trinity Rodman. It's going to be Orlando's counters, lethal counters, versus tiki-taka possession under Giraldes. Washington is ready. They want to avenge 2024. They want to be able to have the record, take care of the record against Orlando this year. And they want to be able to give Orlando the first L of the season. It's a budding rivalry fueled by high stakes matches, essentially. It's this emotional edge, Washington's hunger to topple the champs, and then Orlando's well-intended and well-deserved desire of staying completely untouchable and undefeated. So, clearly based on history, Washington is the underdog here for sure. And the pundits like an underdog story. So let's see what happens here. Let's read some comments. Backline, all Americans, they ain't losing that match. Yup, if Hayes takes Orlando's backline, that's right. I know, I'm telling you. It would have been amazing. Would have been amazing to see Carrie Abello, Kalina Danner, Emily Sams. Now, Barbra Banda, 17 goals in 2024, second in the league. Washington Spirit, they have obviously that Lacey Santos free kick equalizer in a Challenge Cup. So Lacey Santos is going to be a set piece threat, and I think Washington is going to appeal to that again. Now, if you talk about the attack comparison, Washington has obviously Trinity Rodman versatility, wing or central, and stretches back lines. Trinity Rodman is going to test Orlando's fullbacks, like Carrie Abello, for example. Is going to be a good matchup. Carrie versus Trinity again. Trinity has this relentless energy, and Abello also as well. And Banda, Orlando has Banda, 2024 breakout star, able to exploit defenses. Washington has this high line, and Banda is able to exploit that. Banda is going to be able to target any gaps that Washington may leave behind, especially if they go for the high press. The physicality Banda has is unmatched. She's untouchable sometimes, right? Now, it will be nice to see Chalufia having an impact, similar impact as Barbra Banda. So it's going to be a tactical battle. It's going to be a great game. I poise Orlando for a win. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Orlando win against Washington Spirit. Hopefully, Bandemonium, 2 goals from Barbra Banda, and hopefully we see that. We're going to do the lineup in just a second before we go. It says Seb did all the work for Hayes. All she has to do is call them and play them. That's right. Shinta0013. Thank you so much. All right. Let me go ahead and do the lineup real quick here. Thank you so much for your support. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. This is Loud and Proud Orlando. I'm going to do the lineup right now. I'm setting it up. There you go. Okay. So, Orlando Pride. How do I think the Pride are going to look against Washington Spirit? I think Orlando is going to appeal to have the best 11. Hold on, let me pull it up here real quick. Their best 11 for sure. I mean, this is a team that they got to win. Orlando has to win no matter what. So, let's go right here. It's going to be Morehouse, obviously. The Tree. You got a line of 4. We're going to still see Corey Dyke here. We're going to see Emily Sams. We're going to see Nadanner. And then we're going to see here Cariabello. Right? And I think we're going to go back to the Morgan Angelina backline. I think we're going to see Angelina here. We're going to see Morgan back. Or maybe even Haley. I'll say put Haley McCutcheon. I think that will be my option here. I think Haley McCutcheon. It's that option right here. On the 10, we're gonna do Marta. On the right, we're gonna do Ali Watt. On the left, we could do Angelina on the left, and we could do Morgan here. Morgan Gautrat. And then right up top is going to be Barbra Banda. I think this is going to be the starting 11. Morehouse, Dyke, Sams, Nadanner, Abello, Morgan, Haley, Watt, Marta, Angelina, and right up top, Barbra Banda. That will be my starting 11. I think it's going to be a phenomenal game. I expect a 2-0 Orlando Pride win. So, John, take notes because we're taking notes of all the predictions. I wanted to thank you all for supporting the pod. Make sure you check us out on all our social media outlets. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, X, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as Loud and Proud Orlando. Thank you again for watching. Appreciate you guys, your support, and Vamos Pride. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night.